There is something sitting in your refrigerator right now that could be slowly stealing your memories. You bought it thinking you were making a healthy choice. But for those of us over 60 years old, this innocent-looking food is working against your brain in ways most people never discover until it is too late. I have watched it happen to countless people who came to me confused about why their memory was fading despite doing everything they thought was right. They were eating their fruits, taking their walks, and staying active. Yet something was quietly sabotaging everything. Please remember, this educational video supports your wellness journey, and you should always consult your physician for medical advice. The shocking truth is that not all fruits are created equal when it comes to your aging brain. Some fruits feed your neurons and sharpen your memory. Others spike your blood sugar, inflame your brain tissue, and accelerate the cognitive decline you are trying to prevent. What I am about to share goes against everything the food industry wants you to believe. After working with older adults for decades, I have seen the dramatic difference that removing certain fruits and adding others can make. People who could not remember where they put their keys are suddenly recalling conversations from weeks ago. The difference is not magic. It is understanding which fruits are friends and which are enemies to your aging mind. Before we dive into the specific fruits that could be harming your brain, let me tell you why this matters so urgently. Your brain after 60 is in a vulnerable state. The natural aging process has already reduced blood flow to your neurons by nearly 15%. The ability of your brain to clear out toxic proteins has slowed down, and protective barriers have become more permeable. This means that foods which might have been harmless in your 30s now have a completely different impact. A fruit that barely raised your blood sugar 20 years ago can now send it soaring, triggering inflammation that directly damages your brain. This is not about being dramatic. It is about understanding reality. The connection between what you eat and how well you think becomes more critical with each passing year. Recent studies show that people who consume certain high-sugar fruits regularly experience measurable shrinkage in their hippocampus. That is the exact part of your brain responsible for forming new memories. Meanwhile, those who focus on specific low-sugar fruits show remarkably slower rates of cognitive decline. The difference can be profound. We are talking about maintaining your ability to live independently versus needing help with daily tasks. The choice of which fruits you put in your shopping cart can determine whether you remember the names of your grandchildren 10 years from now. Stay with me, because by the end of this conversation you will know exactly which 5 fruits are damaging your brain and which 5 can actually protect you. Let us begin with danger fruit number 1, which is canned fruit cocktails in heavy syrup. You might reach for those convenient cups when peeling fresh fruit feels exhausting. The problem is not the fruit itself, but the liquid it swims in. Most canned fruits are packed in high fructose corn syrup. Without natural fiber to slow absorption, your blood sugar spikes instantly. Your pancreas releases a massive surge of insulin that crosses into your brain, causing your cells to become insulin resistant. Your thinking becomes foggy, and memory retrieval slows down dramatically. Danger fruit number 2 is fruit juice, even the one with no added sugar. From an educational perspective, it is crucial to understand human biology. When you drink juice, you consume massive amounts of fruit sugar but strip away the protective fiber. You would never eat 4 oranges in 2 minutes, but you easily drink them in a glass. This floods your bloodstream and triggers a process called glycation, where excess sugar binds to brain proteins, damaging your neurons. Research shows daily juice drinkers over 60 experience faster brain shrinkage. Danger fruit number 3 includes dried fruits like dates and raisins. The drying process removes water, creating a dense package of concentrated sugar. A handful of raisins contains more sugar than a candy bar. They are dangerously easy to overeat, causing persistent inflammation in your brain blood vessels and impairing oxygen delivery to your memory centers. I remember a patient whose memory improved remarkably just by swapping her daily dried mangoes for fresh nuts. Danger fruit number 4 is overly sweet tropical fruits like mangoes and pineapples eaten in excess. While they have vitamins, they also hold massive amounts of natural sugar. As we age, our bodies process sugar less efficiently. Eating a large mango sets off a blood glucose roller coaster that disrupts your concentration and impairs the formation of new memories. Finally, danger fruit number 5 is processed fruit snack chips. These are often deep fried in low-quality vegetable oils and coated in extra sugar. You are consuming oxidized fats combined with concentrated sugar. This creates a double assault on your cognitive function, contributing to the buildup of harmful proteins associated with severe cognitive decline. Please remember, this nutritional science discussion is purely for educational purposes, and you should always consult your healthcare provider about your specific dietary needs. Now that you understand which fruits to avoid, let us talk about the powerful fruits that can protect and restore your brain function. Please remember, this educational content aims to empower your choices, and you should always consult a doctor for personalized medical advice. Protective fruit number 1 is the blueberry. These berries contain an extraordinary concentration of compounds called anthocyanins. These compounds cross the barrier between your bloodstream and your brain tissue. Once inside, they reduce inflammation and improve communication between brain cells. Research shows older adults consuming blueberries regularly show measurable improvements in memory tests within weeks. Long-term blueberry consumption has been associated with slower rates of cognitive decline. In one study, eating blueberries reduced the risk of developing dementia significantly. Protective fruit number 2 is the pomegranate, acting as a massive circulation enhancer. Your brain uses roughly 20% of your oxygen and nutrients. Pomegranate contains antioxidants that help blood vessels relax, improving blood flow directly to your neurons. Better blood flow translates directly into faster thinking and sustained mental endurance. I advise eating the fresh seeds to get the fiber that moderates sugar absorption. Protective fruit number 3 is the apple, your everyday brain guardian. You must eat the apple with its skin intact. The skin contains quercetin, a neuroprotective compound shielding brain cells from inflammation. The fiber in whole apples also feeds beneficial gut bacteria, indirectly supporting your cognitive health. Protective fruit number 4 is the kiwi fruit. This antioxidant powerhouse contains more vitamin C per serving than oranges. Vitamin C serves as your primary defense against oxidative damage in the aging brain. Kiwi is incredibly valuable because of its low impact on blood sugar, meaning it will not spike glucose levels like tropical fruits do. Protective fruit number 5 is the avocado. Botanically a fruit, it is crucial for brain health because it is high in healthy monounsaturated fats. Your brain is nearly 60% fat, and avocado helps build healthy cell membranes. Avocados also contain lutein, which improves executive function. Finally, adding avocado to your meals slows down sugar absorption, preventing the spikes that damage your precious memories. The choices you make about which fruits to eat every single day are not trivial decisions. They are daily votes for or against your cognitive health. Please remember, this video is strictly for educational purposes, and you should always consult your healthcare provider before making any significant dietary changes. Every time you reach for canned fruit and syrup instead of fresh berries, you are choosing inflammation over protection. Every time you drink fruit juice instead of eating whole fruit, you are choosing dangerous sugar spikes over steady brain fuel. What I want you to understand from an educational standpoint is that brain health is not something that just happens to you. It is something you actively create through hundreds of small choices made consistently over time. The person who maintains a sharp memory and clear thinking into their 80s and 90s is not just lucky. They have likely been making brain-protective food choices for decades. But here is the beautiful news. It is never too late to start. Your brain has a remarkable capacity to respond to improved nutrition. People in their 70s and 80s have experienced measurable improvements in cognitive function after simply changing their fruit choices. The brain you have next year is being built by the choices you make today. Take a moment to reflect on your own fruit consumption. Are you regularly eating the dangerous 5, which include canned fruits, fruit juices, dried fruits, overly sweet tropical fruits, and processed fruit snacks? If so, you now understand the science behind why your memory might not be as sharp as you would like. But you also know the solution. Replace those brain-damaging choices with the protective 5, which are blueberries, pomegranate, apples, kiwi fruit, and avocado. Your brain after 60 is incredibly precious because it holds your memories, your personality, and your ability to live independently. It deserves to be protected with the same care you would give to any other valuable possession. You have clear and educational guidance now. Will you continue eating the foods that are slowly stealing your memory, or will you make the switch? I want to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment below this video telling me which of the 5 protective fruits you are going to add to your grocery list this week. Thank you for sharing your thoughts in the comments. Reading your commitments to better health is truly inspiring. As we conclude this educational journey today, I want to emphasize a fundamental concept in neuroscience known as neuroplasticity. For a long time, the medical community believed that once we reached a certain age, our brain function could only decline. But modern science has proven this completely wrong. Your brain has the continuous ability to reorganize itself and form new neural connections throughout your entire life. However, this incredible process requires the right building blocks. The protective fruits we discussed today provide exactly those materials. Please remember once again that all the information provided in this video is strictly for educational purposes and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult your primary care physician before altering your diet, especially if you are managing conditions like diabetes or taking medications. Education is your most powerful tool, but it must be combined with personalized medical guidance. When you look at a bowl of fruit from now on, I hope you see more than just a snack. I hope you see a biological decision. The canned peaches in syrup and the large glasses of fruit juice represent a path of cellular stress and vascular inflammation. They are choices that overwork your pancreas and slowly compromise the delicate blood vessels in your memory centers. On the other hand, the fresh blueberries, the pomegranate seeds, the apples with their skin, the kiwi fruit, and the avocado represent cellular repair. They deliver steady energy, powerful antioxidants, and healthy fats that physically rebuild your neural pathways. Your brain, after 60 years of life, is a vast library of your personal history. It holds the faces of your loved ones, your life lessons, your skills, and your unique personality. It is the very core of your independence. You now possess clear, evidence-based knowledge to protect this invaluable asset. Your brain has carried you faithfully through more than 6 decades of challenges and triumphs. It has solved problems, learned new skills, and stored a lifetime of beautiful memories. Now it is time for you to return the favor by giving it the precise nutrition it needs to stay strong for all the years ahead. Thank you for investing your time in understanding your cognitive health today. As an educational bonus for those of you who have stayed until the very end of this video, I want to discuss a hidden challenge you will likely face when you make this dietary transition. Please remember, this is strictly for educational purposes, and you should always seek personalized medical advice from your doctor. When you finally stop consuming concentrated sugars from fruit juices and processed fruit chips, your body begins a profound biological adjustment. For years, your brain might have been subjected to the constant spiking and crashing of blood glucose, which actively impairs the formation of new memories. During the first few weeks of replacing canned fruit cocktails with fresh berries, you might strongly crave that intense sweetness. I have seen many older adults struggle initially because their bodies were conditioned to expect a massive insulin surge. Your neurons have literally been fighting insulin resistance, making simple tasks require exhausting conscious effort. But as you persist with lower sugar options like kiwi fruit, your blood sugar will stabilize. You will stop flooding your system with liquid sugar and halt the dangerous glycation process that damages your blood vessels. Another fascinating educational perspective is understanding the powerful connection between your gut and your aging brain. When you eat whole apples with their skin, you provide your body with a soluble fiber called pectin. This specific fiber feeds the beneficial bacteria in your intestines. These bacteria then produce compounds that directly lower inflammation and positively influence your brain chemistry. You are not merely changing a snack, you are nurturing an internal ecosystem that defends your cognitive longevity. Every time you choose an avocado to provide healthy cell membrane fats or pomegranate seeds to enhance blood flow, you cast a vital vote for your future independence. Do not let a temporary craving for dried dates or sweet mangoes destroy the incredible progress you are building. Your memories, your personality, and your ability to live freely are worth far more than a fleeting sugar thrill. Stay deeply dedicated to your brain health journey. Continue consulting your healthcare providers and cherish every single protective choice you make. Please keep in mind that this presentation is strictly for educational purposes and you must consult your healthcare provider before modifying your diet. As we take this final step in our educational discussion today, I want to show you exactly how to implement these protective fruits into your daily routine for maximum cognitive benefit. Knowing what to eat is only half the equation. Knowing how to combine these foods creates a powerful biological synergy that your aging brain desperately needs to maintain its sharpness. You might remember we discussed the avocado and its high content of healthy monounsaturated fats. From a nutritional science perspective, eating antioxidant-rich fruits like blueberries, alongside a fat source like avocado, multiplies the brain health benefits. The fats in the avocado help your digestive system absorb fat-soluble nutrients from the other foods you consume. A morning meal containing both options gives your brain the structural building blocks it requires and the protective shield of antioxidants simultaneously. It is a perfect educational example of food synergy. Another critical factor for your cognitive preservation is consistency. Let us look at the real-life examples we analyzed. The gentleman who improved his ability to track appointments ate one apple with its skin every single morning. The woman who regained her mental stamina ate one kiwi fruit at breakfast and another as an afternoon snack. They did not consume these protective fruits occasionally. They made them a non-negotiable daily habit. Their success proves that your brain responds to a steady, consistent supply of quality nutrition over time. When you replace a glass of fruit juice with fresh pomegranate seeds or a whole apple, you are accomplishing two goals at once. You are entirely removing the inflammatory sugar spike and introducing vital vascular protection. This creates a compounding effect over months and years. Your blood vessels remain supple, your neurons communicate faster, and your memory centers are protected from rapid shrinkage. You now possess the educational foundation to protect your independence and precious memories. The science is clear, and the daily choice is yours. Thank you for dedicating your time to your cognitive health. Please share this educational message with your family so they too can protect their aging minds for the wonderful years ahead. Please remember this presentation is strictly for educational purposes, and you must consult your healthcare provider before modifying your diet. As we conclude this educational journey, I want to look deeper into the biological mechanics of why these dietary choices are so critical for your aging brain. We mentioned earlier that your brain needs to clear out toxic waste products. This vital cleaning process happens primarily while you sleep. When you consume high-sugar fruits like sweet mangoes or drink fruit juices late in the day, you create a blood sugar roller coaster that directly disrupts your sleep quality. Without deep restorative sleep, your brain cannot efficiently wash away the harmful proteins associated with cognitive decline. This is why swapping to a low-sugar option like kiwi fruit is an educational masterclass in neuroprotection. Furthermore, we must understand the precise micronutrients involved in cognitive preservation. Kiwi fruit provides vital potassium, which regulates the electrical activity, allowing your neurons to communicate seamlessly. It also contains folate, which supports the brain chemicals essential for your mood and memory. Combine this with the lutein found in avocados. Research demonstrates that older adults with higher lutein levels perform significantly better on tests of processing speed and executive function. You are literally providing the electrical and structural components your aging brain requires to operate at its absolute peak capacity. Another profound educational perspective involves understanding hidden insulin resistance. Many older adults develop some degree of insulin resistance without even realizing it. Their bodies no longer process sugar efficiently like they did at age 40. A tropical fruit that was harmless decades ago now causes massive internal stress and cellular inflammation. By focusing on the protective 5 fruits, you actively bypass this dangerous insulin resistance. You provide your brain with alternative healthy fuel sources, ensuring your cognitive engine never runs out of energy. Your cognitive journey begins anew with your very next meal. Every time you walk through the grocery store, you make critical decisions about your future mental clarity. Choose the fresh blueberries, the pomegranates, the whole apples, the kiwi fruit, and the avocados. Protect your precious memories and maintain your independence for all the years to come. Thank you for dedicating your time to understanding your brain health today. Please remember that all the information I have shared with you today is strictly for educational purposes. You must always consult your primary healthcare provider before making any major changes to your diet or medical routine. As we bring this comprehensive educational discussion to a close, I want you to view your daily meals through a completely new lens. You no longer have to guess about which foods are helping or hurting your cognitive longevity. You now possess clear evidence-based guidance to protect your aging mind. From an educational standpoint, we are talking about the difference between passive aging and active aging. Passive aging is accepting cognitive decline as an unavoidable reality and continuing to consume inflammatory foods like canned fruits and fruit juices. Active aging is recognizing that food is biological information. Every time you choose blueberries for their anthocyanins or apples for their quercetin, you are sending direct instructions to your brain cells to repair, protect, and thrive. Your brain has faithfully carried you through over 6 decades of life. It has solved complex problems, learned new skills, and stored a lifetime of beautiful, irreplaceable memories. Now it is your turn to return the favor by giving it the exact nutrition it requires to remain strong. The choices you make in the grocery store tomorrow will physically build the brain you have next year. Replace the dangerous 5 with the protective 5. Embrace the healthy fats of avocados, the essential antioxidants of kiwi fruit, and the circulation-boosting power of pomegranates. Your memories, your unique personality, and your ability to live independently are your most valuable possessions. They deserve to be fiercely protected with every meal you eat. I hope this educational journey has empowered you to take control of your cognitive health. If you found this medical science information valuable and want to continue learning how to protect your body and mind as you age, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you ensure that you never miss our future educational discussions on senior health. Thank you for investing your precious time in understanding your brain health today, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Please remember, this educational presentation is strictly for informational purposes, and you must consult your primary healthcare provider before altering your diet or medical routine. Many older adults ask me exactly how long it takes to feel a real difference after switching from inflammatory fruits to the protective ones we discussed. From a biological and educational standpoint, it is essential to understand that your brain tissue heals at its own unique pace. However, the scientific research and my years of observation provide a fascinating timeline of cognitive restoration. When you stop consuming high-fructose corn syrup from canned fruit cocktails and eliminate the massive sugar spikes from fruit juices, the acute inflammation in your brain, blood vessels begins to subside almost immediately. Within the first 3 to 4 weeks of replacing those dangerous habits with fresh blueberries and kiwi fruit, many older adults report a subtle but very distinct lifting of their daily brain fog. Your neurons are no longer fighting through an exhausting insulin surge just to process basic information. As you enter your 2nd and 3rd month of consistently eating these protective fruits, your neural pathways begin to benefit deeply from the steady supply of antioxidants. Remember the gentleman from our earlier discussion who started eating 1 apple with its skin every morning. It took approximately 3 months for him to clearly notice he was tracking his daily appointments without confusion. This specific timeline makes perfect medical sense. Your brain requires time to utilize the quercetin from the apple skin to rebuild cellular defenses and use the pectin to nurture your beneficial gut bacteria. By the time you reach 6 months of making these brain-protective choices, you are doing something profound. You are actively slowing the physical rate of brain shrinkage and preventing the accumulation of toxic proteins that cause severe cognitive decline. Your daily choice to eat avocado provides a continuous infusion of monounsaturated fats that repair your delicate cell membranes. Do not become discouraged if your memory is not instantly perfect on the 2nd day. Cognitive preservation is a lifelong marathon. Celebrate the small victories like recalling a name quickly or following a television plot without effort, because these are clear biological signs that your brain is actively healing. Trust the scientific process of cellular repair and stay committed to your healthy routine. Please remember that all the information provided in this presentation is strictly for educational purposes, and you should always consult your primary healthcare provider before making any dietary changes. Building on our discussion about the timeline of cellular repair, I want to address a major obstacle you will face in your daily life. From an educational viewpoint, the biggest challenge to your cognitive health is not just your own habits, but the brilliant marketing of the modern food industry. The food industry spends billions of dollars designing packages with pictures of wholesome fruits, using words like natural, baked, or fresh. They want you to believe that a processed fruit snack or a bottle of juice is equivalent to eating the fruit itself. Now that you are armed with actual nutritional science, you can see right through these deceptive marketing tactics. You understand the profound biological difference between a whole apple with its protective skin and a fried apple chip coated in oxidized oils and added sugars. Education empowers you to walk through the grocery store not as a passive consumer but as the active guardian of your own brain health. When you look at dried fruits like dates or raisins, you no longer see nature candy as the packaging claims. Instead, you see concentrated sugar that will cause an inflammatory insulin spike and threaten your cognitive longevity. This level of educational awareness is your strongest defense against age-related memory loss. I strongly encourage you to turn this newly acquired knowledge into a practical daily routine. Before you place any fruit item into your shopping basket, take a brief moment to ask yourself if it belongs to the dangerous 5 category, which includes canned fruits in heavy syrup, fruit juices, dried fruits, overly sweet tropical fruits, or processed fruit chips. If it falls into any of those categories, you must simply put it back on the shelf and walk directly over to the fresh produce section. There you will intentionally and proudly select the protective 5, which are fresh blueberries, whole pomegranates, whole apples, kiwi, fruit, and ripe avocados. By doing this, you are making a calculated biological decision to provide your aging neurons with powerful anthocyanins, neuroprotective quercetin, healthy cell-building fats, and essential antioxidants. You are actively choosing to preserve your independence, maintain your mental sharpness, and protect your precious memories from rapid and unnecessary decline. Please remember that all the information shared in this video is strictly for educational purposes and is not intended as medical advice. You must always consult your primary care physician before making any changes to your daily diet or health routine. When you consistently make these healthy choices, you are doing much more than simply altering your grocery list. From a biological and educational perspective, you are rewriting the future of your cognitive health. We have deeply explored the scientific connections between what you consume and how your aging brain functions. You now understand that food is not just calories but vital biological information that tells your cells how to behave. Your brain has been your most faithful companion for over 6 decades of life. It has processed countless complex experiences, solved thousands of daily problems, and safely stored a lifetime of invaluable memories. Now, as you move forward into this new chapter of your life, your brain relies entirely on you to provide the precise nutritional tools it requires to remain strong and vibrant. Do not feel overwhelmed by the thought of changing your dietary habits all at once. The fundamental goal of this educational journey is steady progress rather than absolute perfection. You can start by making one simple practical swap tomorrow morning. Choose to replace that customary glass of fruit juice with a fresh whole apple eaten with its protective skin. Pay close attention to how your body and mind feel afterward. You will likely notice a steady flow of mental energy and the complete absence of that familiar mid-morning brain fog. These small biological victories will build your confidence and naturally guide you toward making consistently better choices for your cognitive longevity. You now possess the clear, evidence-based knowledge necessary to defend your independence and preserve your mental clarity. The fundamental differences between the dangerous 5 fruits and the protective 5 fruits are no longer a mystery to you. You hold the profound power to nourish your delicate neurons, reduce harmful vascular inflammation, and support the crucial structural integrity of your memory centers. It is completely within your control to determine how well your mind ages. If you found this educational presentation valuable and wish to continue learning how to effectively protect your body and mind as you grow older, please take a brief moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Subscribing ensures you never miss our future evidence-based discussions on senior health and wellness. I also sincerely want to hear from you today, so please leave a comment below sharing exactly which protective fruit you plan to introduce into your breakfast routine this week. Thank you for dedicating your precious time to understanding your brain health today, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.